Undernourished children are a common sight among the residents of the Angin internally displaced persons camp in Logo, where mothers do their best to keep their offspring alive and fed. The sick and elderly persons are among those who fled from Nenziv and Ukembragia, Swarev Council wards of Logo local government area. An intelligence report also lists Turan, Bagbe, Yonov and Tombo, also in Logo, among the areas attacked on the same day as Avase in Ukum local government area, with over 80 people massacred. There are some who are lucky to be alive after being shot by the rampaging herdsmen. They and others managed to escape with various degrees of injury.
He was here very early in the morning because he was shot in the night. And he died. Today he's walking with a stick. That day he was limping. He couldn't walk by himself. And he was bleeding all over.
We have about 5 council wards within this area that are mostly affected. So far, what they normally do is they have their food themselves. And they sleep in these classrooms without a mosquito net, without medical attention and nothingness.
According to the paramount ruler of Logo, the attacks by the herdsmen, which have exacted a very heavy toll, appear to have an underlying motive.
They want the land. They want to push people away so that they can get the land and rear their cattle as they want. That's all. There's nothing more than that, because they don't want to see anybody living or farming on that piece of land.
The consistent inability of the security agencies to arrest the perpetrators of the coordinated attacks is not lost on Governor Samuel Otom.
We've been appealing to the security agencies. We have been supporting them to ensure that they restore peace and order. And it is unfortunate that up to today that I'm talking to you, there is no time that the security men came back to tell me that one arrest has been made against the herdsmen and their militia.
However, the police authority in Benue State denies shirking its responsibilities, insisting that the number of those killed was a lot less than the figures quoted by the residents.
I think we recorded about 11 deaths in Ukum and 11 in Logo, based on our own records. And since then, our crack team have been deployed to that area. They have been stationed in those areas, and there's aggressive patrols in those areas with surveillance.
The leadership of Mieti Allah, the Association of Cattle Breeders, dissociates itself from the invaders and promises to help track down the perpetrators.
This one, it will be gone beyond where we expect. So now we have putting people into an alert that whomever will be this thing who will face the penalty, because, as I'm saying, we have tired, and we need peace.
11 local government areas in Benue State are reported to have come under sustained attacks by armed herdsmen since February this year, with vast tracts of farmland occupied by the cattlemen, who appear to be having a field day.
Well, that's our next focus today on this matter. Well, Latubosun Abolarinwa joins us. He's a security consultant. He's in our Abuja studios, where Markwe is as well. But let's go ahead, Markwe.
Well, thank you, Chamberlain. Your guest has already been introduced, so I'll just start by asking you, what do you make of, some of the security challenges that we're facing? There's the trouble in the Niger Delta. The report that just finished playing talked about the Fulani herdsmen problem with that of the farmers. And we're still looking at, pockets of killings here and there. Just here in Abuja over the weekend, a woman was murdered who was said to have gone out preaching. What do you make of this pockets of insecurity here and there? Do they have a link?
There is a link. In Nigeria, we have a peculiar problem of insecurity, and that has been run and growing for decades. What my concerns are at the moment, or my feelings about it now, is beginning to look like it's bad cancer that is already spreading. And this is just because, as a country, we are reactive rather than being proactive to the way we deal with problem. Nigerian is not the only problem that is being reactive, but unfortunately, the price we are paying as a government and as the people of Nigeria seems to be something that may, if care is not taken, be the determining point of how Nigerians will judge the current administration when it comes to the issue surrounding security of lives and property. You can provide food for people. You can provide good road infrastructure, good health facilities, good education. But if you cannot protect the life that we use all those things, what is the essence of that government? And on that note, I still want to call upon the government to try and look into how they will make sure that they solve the issue of insecurity. About a year ago, we are having major problem in the Sambisa forest, and it looks as if we've been able to key or triangulate this insecurity to a particular location. That is for the people who are not experts in this field. For those of us who are experts in this field, we knew that with time, once they deal with the problem in Sambisa forest, and as soon as it looks as if that is coming to an end, other problems that we're going to be facing is going to be the remnant of all these cells spreading back into. So I'll just give you an example of how this problem is beginning to come back to bite us in the back. We have evidence of Niger Delta militants, kidnappers, hoodlums, or criminals using all our water tunnel to come all the way from the Niger Delta region to as far as villages in Lagos. A lot of people don't seem to realize that to travel from Lagos to Bayelsa is by sea, by speedboat, is about 1 hour 20 minutes. To travel by sea from Lagos to Ondo is about 45 minutes. It doesn't take the criminals anything for them to start using that, and we've had bank robbery in Festac, we've had villages being attacked because they dare to challenge militants who are moving through their streams. We have killings in Ikorodu. We have, just yesterday, over the weekend, we had that some kingpin of Boko Haram were arrested, hiding in a church in Festac. All these are pointer to what the level of bloodshed that is likely to come. The government may want to put up their own argument to say they are doing something, but don't let us shy away from the fact that it's really going to get ugly until something is done.
Yeah, but some people will say that if that is the case, I mean, even if you can say that the remnants of, you know, the successes not recorded in the Northeast were going to come down south, could they predict in what form it was going to come?
It is easy to predict. It may not be predicted by members of be predictable by members of the public, but you are a witness to it that some of us, as much as we have tried to appear not to be a prophet of doom, we've been pointing towards this direction for some time. Let me tell you what is happening. There are two people involved, two set of category involved when it comes to security of life and property, threats to it. The government, who is supposed to do something about it, and the people who are supposed to be the benefactor or victims of what is likely to happen. What we seem to have been having in Nigeria is that at a time when the government seems to be doing something, the people are not being mobilized to do something. So the government will be doing something, and as a result of what the government is doing, the people are not vigilant, the people are not prepared, the people are not mobilized, then we start having problems. I see no reason why we still don't have a mobilization project. It's far, far cheaper and more strategic.
Mobilization project, how do you mean?
When we say mobilization project, when you are doing anything for the people, you should be able to carry those people along. The security orientation of average Nigerian is zero. Everybody, most of the people in Nigeria, churches, organizations, non-governmental organizations, mosques, schools, ministries, all seems to be thinking that as long as they are seeing police patrol vehicle going about a military patrol vehicle, going around, all is well.
Yeah, but
whereas, let me land, whereas there is something that is supposed to be ongoing. Let me give you a very good example, which I've cited here before. During the time of Ebola, the onus was on the Ministry of Health to make sure that they mobilize the people towards how to keep themselves safe from Ebola and protect themselves from Ebola and kick Ebola for good. And we achieved that to a world record within the space of 2 to 3 weeks through mobilization, through telling people what to do, not to catch Ebola, not to spread Ebola and everything. Is the Ministry of Interior, Nigerian Police Force, Ministry of Defense, National Security Advisor, National Orientation Agency, all put together, have they done the same type of project or similar type of project to counter terrorism?
We should put that question forward to you, because some people will say that awareness grew, especially when we had serious issues of terrorism, when terrorism looked like we're recording bombings on a daily basis. A lot of churches became a lot more alert, churches, mosques, schools. They put some measures in place so that in some churches you can't even park within the compound anymore. You park some distance away and you have to walk down to those places. In schools, if you don't give a note, if you're not the parent, you cannot come and pick the child. You know, you have those kinds of measures. We used to say that people are still not aware enough, or the government still hasn't done enough in that regard. What would you like to see?
I would like to see a more mobilization in terms of media approach to the people. Let me tell you, there are two sides to terrorism. There is anti-terrorism and there is counter-terrorism. You see, anti-terrorism is not people's business. It is the personnel who are trained to go against terrorists that are supposed to do that, and I want to say the government is doing fantastically well with that recently. But when it comes to counter-terrorism, it is not the government that will do that. It is the government that will have to mobilize members of the public to put up measures, strategies, trainings, workshops, which is supposed to be ongoing and repeated. Like this morning now, has there been any notice on your channel or NTA or AIT advising members of the public on what to do or what to watch out for? We've not seen that. In schools assembly this morning, all the schools, as the Ministry of Education sent out a directive for counter-terrorism, just 3 minutes appeal to students on what to watch out for.
In fairness to the government on that one, not holding brief for them, but you do see some, programs running, some promos running, to try and inform people these terrorists are human beings. They're amongst us. You have to look out for them. You have to be security conscious. You do have some promos like that. Is it that it's not enough, or is it that you want to see it a little more frequently? What exactly would you like to see?
It's not far-reaching enough. I drove from my house to the station this morning, for instance. I saw a lot of billboards advertising a lot of things. I did not see anyone advising me towards counter-terrorism, or if I see a bomb, what should I do? Are you following me? I've not seen, I don't have a number, a centralized number now that I could call if I see a bomb. I don't know what a bomb looks like. Churches are still going ahead, putting police patrol and e-locks at their gate, thinking all is well, while we have terrorists already hiding in their building. I don't know why the terrorists are hiding there, hiding from law enforcement or planting themselves in there in order to wreak havoc during the next service. I'm not saying that the government is not doing anything. All I'm just saying is that going towards the direction of carrying arms and ammunition is not the best way to fight terrorism in the 21st century. You must be able to give people basic knowledge. And it is far, far cheaper to run 5 slides of PowerPoint on your channels for every of your viewers to see this morning than for me to pay Radio Nigeria or to spread political posters. When they wanted us to vote for them, every nook and cranny of Nigeria was messed up with political campaign posters. We saw more campaign for political activities for President Buhari than we are seeing more campaign against counterterrorism now. And that is where I think we need to go. If you can bring awareness. When President Buhari was being slayed as a religious fanatic, he came out to do about 3 minutes video clips to explain that it's not going to Islamize Nigeria if it did not Islamize Rotimi Amici or the vice president. How is it going to Islamize Nigeria? Who is doing that now? What video clip have we had from who advising people? Before the network news
I'm afraid I have to ask you to hold your thoughts for us. We'll come back and, take on some of the issues that you've raised. We'll have to take a moment now. And Sarah Stille will continue in a moment. Do join us again.